Alright, what's up guys? My name is Zach, and today I am driving a 2025 Ram 2500 Promaster. Up front is a 3.6 liter V6, and down below is a 9-speed automatic transmission. Now I am super excited to be driving this Ram Promaster for two reasons. First of all, these cargo videos always tend to do somewhat well, and people really enjoy seeing them. It's kind of a look behind the curtain of cars that you might not have access to, but you see all the time. No one drove a Ram Promaster to my high school. No one took one of these to prom. That is, unless your parents were blue collar and could tell the difference between Copper 1 and Copper 2. The second reason I'm excited is because this is a very low mileage, brand new Ram Promaster, and I always end up reviewing these vans after they have hundreds of thousands of miles on them. So this is brand spanking new. We get to look at a fresh Ram Promaster here today. But if you would like to submit your own vehicle and have it reviewed here on the channel, you can head on over to my website, zackpradel.com/submit. It's a quick and easy submission form. It takes under a minute to fill out, and I come out to you. And if you'd like to see all my videos weeks or sometimes months in advance, you can head on over to my Patreon for only $5 a month. Last but not least, huge thank you to Ray Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram here in Fox Lake, Illinois, for letting me borrow their Ram Promaster for today's video. You can browse their inventory down in the description below. But let's get back to that 3.6 liter V6 under the hood. That has been in the Ram Promasters for a very long time. It is a Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram engine and has been the workhorse and backbone of the brand for a long time. Name a Stellantis product, it probably got this 3.6 liter at some point. The standard non-V8 Chargers and Challengers, the base model Rams and Ram Classics, the Chrysler Pacifica, the Jeep Wrangler all get this engine, and so it is very well known. It seems to not really have that many issues, which is definitely nice to see. Now, like I said, paired to it is a 9-speed automatic transmission, and people have said that there have been issues with this transmission. So you might want to dig deeper into that. Obviously, this is a new vehicle, so it doesn't have any issues with the transmission at the moment, but they have been known. Last but not least about the drivetrain, this is front-wheel drive. Kind of odd, but if you look around the back, it just looks like some scaffolding holding the rear wheels on. So how does it feel to drive the Ram Promaster? Well, it should be noted too that this is the high top, so it does feel a little bit taller, and you do really sit on top of everything. You're pretty high up, your nose is pretty flat, so it's decently maneuverable, but a lot of blind spots, especially given the fact that you don't have a rear window or really many side windows. You're flying a little bit blind, although you do have a backup camera, and we'll talk about that with the infotainment. It's not anything special. It rides like a cargo van. It doesn't ride nice, but I wouldn't say it rides worse than other cargo vans. It's just the nature of the game, baby. And that's what you get with the Ram Promaster. With that stuff out of the way, let's talk about the interior, because there's some odd places in which they updated it, but other places where it's very, very outdated. So in front of me, I have a completely digital gauge cluster. This is really, really nice to see, although you do get a screen in the center. The exterior gauges are also somewhat digital with the tachometer to the left, fuel to the right, and a screen in the center that I can switch around with using the steering wheel buttons. This feels very, very modern. However, I just switched it to average fuel economy, and it's at 3.4 kilometers per liter. That's not right. On the steering wheel on the left, we have our selectors for that gauge cluster screen, as well as our phone options and voice commands. And off to the right, we have our adaptive cruise control and radar cruise control. Very nice to see here in the Ram Promaster. Off to the left, we do have a climate control vent, our gauge dimmer switches, power parking brake, and a little cubby. And moving on to the door, we have our power windows and lock. As you'll notice, no power mirrors. Let me double check here. I do not see automatic high beams, rain-sensitive windshield wipers, passive entry, rear parking assist. I don't see power mirrors at all. Maybe I'll stumble upon them later, but I don't think this gets power mirrors, which is ludicrous that it has radar. This has to be the only vehicle that has radar cruise control and no power mirrors. What What's going on? Getting back to it, in the center we have our infotainment. This feels fresh and modern. We do have climate controls, and we have our vehicle selection for the rear view camera and selectors, and like I said, a heated steering wheel. Pretty wild to have that. Here's the backup camera. It is mounted up very high, so if you're used to driving smaller cars, it might be a little bit odd because the angle's a lot different than what you might be used to, so that might take a second. Down below, we do have our volume, tune, screen off, and mute, as well as we have our digital climate controls. Again, this feels fresh and modern. I really enjoy seeing that. We have our heated steering wheel, lock, hazard, and traction control down at the bottom. Off to the right, we have USB-C. We have a 12-volt outlet and a wall outlet. And moving off to the left, we have the shifter. All of this feels fresh and modern. Moving down in the center, we have our RAM charger, which is a phone charger, wireless phone charger. This is very nice. However, if we look down at the cup holders, this RAM charger nearly completely blocks the center cup holder, making it somewhat useless. Now, we will do a big friggin' bottle test, and it does pass. Ta-da! But that center cup holder would pass with flying colors with the big friggin' bottle, but the big friggin' bottle is just too tall, or any cup from pretty much any restaurant is going to be too big for that. A little bit of an oversight there. Then we don't have any center console. We do have the seats. The seats are heated, interestingly enough, but they are manual and 4-way adjustable. These are meant for a job. This wasn't meant for a long haul. This wasn't meant for going to little Timmy's birthday party. No, this is for jobs and deliveries and things like that. So they work, they hold you in the car, and that's all you need them to do. Now, we don't have any back seats, but we will hop into the back and take a look at the rear cargo space. Right around the back of the Promaster 2500, and we do have a lock and unlock button on the rear handle. Very nice to see that. Now, these can open up pretty much 180 degrees. We have this little pull handle here. Walk it out like this, and then, oh wow, that's gonna go more than 100. I almost thought I was gonna hit the van. It goes more than 180 degrees. Does this one go more than that? No, probably not, because it has like the wiring for the license plate. No, oh, I was wrong. Look at how wide that can open up. And of course, you can mount stuff to the rear as well. Once we are back here, look at this. I mean, it doesn't get any more cargo van than this. Step up here, and there you go. You get some tie downs, you get some nice areas where you can bolt on shelving, whatever you need this to do. It's gonna be great. And I know a lot of people watch these videos, they wanna do van life. You know, they wanna buy one of these and go to Yosemite and live out of it. This is 100% your best option for that, because this is the High Boy. I forget what they call it. Here it is. Here's the window sticker. It's called the High Roof. 159-inch wheelbase high roof. And so, as you can see, I can walk around up here. I'm 5'11". I'll be big and strong one day, but I'm not hitting the ceiling. I still have plenty of space. If you're 6 foot, you're gonna still have space. Now, obviously, if you're 6'5", I don't think you're gonna really fit anywhere, so, you know, can't really knock it for that. But I'm almost 6 foot, and I fit in here really well. I could stand up tall. I could straighten my back like my teachers have always told me to, and I'm gonna fit. You also do, with the high roof, get a little bit of extra storage up here. Oh, there seems to be a second window sticker. Anyway, so you could put storage up there. You could put, you know, your dirty laundry or whatever it might be up here, as you have basically a king-size mattress and tons of extra space. Now, we will hop out the back real quick here. There we go. And we can come around to the side. It does have one side door. The other side does not. Again, it has a lock and unlock here. Slide this open, and there you go. You can access it from the side. Giant opening. It's gonna be more than easy to get in and out of this. Maybe get a little step ladder or a little step stool, and then you have full access to the rest of the van. Really tons of fantastic space back here. Love to see that in there. Look, you could see how much lower it actually goes behind the front seat. Because it is front wheel drive, you don't have a big differential out at the back to take up space. That is a huge benefit. Close it up here, and there you go. That's the rear cargo space of the Ram ProMaster 2500 high roof. Now we gotta talk about the looks, and I don't really care. It's fine. I don't love the big black bumper up at the front. It looks a little mismatched, but that is to save money. And, you know, this vehicle is probably going to be wrapped or painted or colored to whichever way the business who buys it wants it to be. And so Ram doesn't really need to put a whole lot of time, effort, or money into painting these things. They're probably going to get repainted anyway, so you get odd features like that. I think overall it's fine. It definitely looks European because this does have roots in Fiat, but it is what it is. With all of that being said, let's get on to my final thoughts. What do I think driving a 2025 Ram ProMaster 2500? Well, I of course really like this experience. I think that this is a pretty good van. I will say it feels more modern than the Chevy offerings at the moment. They're still making the Express van, and it hasn't really seen an update in a very long time. This also offers fantastic rear space because it is front wheel drive. You get that really flat, low loading floor, and as you saw, I can actually stand up as a full-grown boy and not clunk my head on the roof. So those are really great options. Like I said, there might be some reliability concerns with that 9-speed automatic transmission. I like this. It's pretty easy to drive. I think it works fine enough. I have good tech in here, like the wireless charger. I just miss power mirrors. I never thought I'd say that, but I really wish it had power mirrors, and I think it's quite obscene that it doesn't. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Huge thank you to Ray Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram here in Fox Lake, Illinois for letting me borrow their Ram ProMaster for today's video. They've been absolutely wonderful. They always have really cool, interesting, fantastic inventory. So please go check them out with the link down below. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to rate the video, comment on the video, and subscribe if you really liked it. Take care, guys.